Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to my very first video. Basically what this channel is going to be about is life in a wheelchair. I use an electric wheelchair to get around. So I'm just going to show you what it's like. Things I can do, going places, working out, exercise that I do, jumping in the pool, lifting weights, I'm doing some cooking. I'll give you some good Italian recipes. Just life in general. Going places, just what it's like to be in a wheelchair. For my very first video, I am going to show you how I drive. I have a van which is set up for me so I can pull my wheelchair right in and drive the van from my wheelchair. So I'm going to show you the gear, how it's set up, the equipment that's in it, and let's go for a ride. Okay. Alright guys, here's my van. Basically to get in, I just open with my keypad, the keychain remote. Just give it a double push. Door automatically opens. Ramp comes down for me. It's very convenient, doesn't take up a lot of room. When you park, just park in a spot that has the X'd out box for the handicap space and gives you plenty of room to get in and out. Once I pull up the ramp, I just come on in, plenty of room, because if you're going to have someone driving from a regular car seat, then there's room back here and there's locks in the floor where you can have a chair strapped down, because a lot of people in wheelchairs actually cannot drive, so they would just ride back here and have someone in a regular chair, which can also be put in and out of my van, just sit right there. So once I come in, I just come right in, and on the floor there's an easy lock, which is a locking mechanism, and under my chair there is a metal peg which was installed, and what it does is it basically keeps you from sliding around and tipping over. That part is hooks in the front, the peg locks in there, your chair is secure in place, and it will not move, it will not tip during driving, and God forbid an accident. Here is I have an up and down throttle. This controls the gas and the brake. Up for brake, down for gas. Some people have different type of hand controls. Some are a push and a pull. This one is a up and down, just because I have some nerve damage in my shoulder, so I cannot really push and pull adequately enough to control the car. I have a button on the dashboard which will shut the sliding door. Also have one overhead, and I also have one in the back. Or on my keychain. So once I hit one of those, the ramp will come up, the door will automatically shut. Nothing else I have to do but press a button. I have a computer system, which basically is all the controls for the car. I don't really use them because my left hand is perfectly normal, no damage, and functions properly. So I don't really use it but to start the car and put it into drive, reverse, park, whatever. Right, now to start the car, I just hit the red button. My computer system comes on. Then I have a few key combinations to start the car. And it's up and running. Now I just give it a second. What it does, it goes through a safety check to make sure all the brake, the gas, all the computer system is functioning properly. It does a little test, so you don't just drive away and crash. It takes about 20 seconds to do. It'll give me a beep when it's ready. Shut it down. I am ready to go. Also, what it has, I have a blue button here on the door. I have never used it. What it's for is for people who really don't have much dexterity in their left hand, even though they're driving a car, and they can hit it with their elbow and they can put on your signal lights and so forth. I didn't want it. They demanded I put it in. I don't think I've ever touched the thing except for by accident, because my left hand has great dexterity. So when I'm driving, I'm able to, you know, steer the wheel. When I want to drive, I place my right fist into the I don't know what you call it, the 4-peg throttle, and then, like I said, up is brake, down is gas. Okay, I put on the brake. On the control pad is where I put my car into reverse or drive, and then off we go. Basically, I'm just, you know, the throttle's pretty sensitive and it takes a long time to learn. I pretty much drove my neighborhood without going onto the main road for probably like a good 2 months before I was even confident enough to go out into the main road in traffic. Just because it's sensitive and it takes a lot to learn, even though I'm really coordinated. So driving actually now is real easy. It's no different. At first, I didn't like the oh shit handle, as they call it, or the knob on my steering wheel, because I had always been so accustomed my whole life to driving with my hands on the wheel. But once I use this knob, it's actually so much better. I even actually tried to tell my wife that she should get one on her car, because when you're turning, there's so much less effort than having to go hand over hand on the actual wheel. So, you know, having this being in a wheelchair just opened up the world so much more to me, because I wasn't used to being in a wheelchair. You know, it's only been 10 years, so I was only in my mid-30s when I actually got injured, and I spent a few years actually having to take public transportation. You see me? And well, not public transportation per se, but the wheelchair accessible vans of the county, which is a service that probably I would think most cities and metropolitan areas have, which allows you to, you know, as a benefit to injured and handicapped people, they give you rides, but the scheduling, and it's just such a hassle. Never on time and late and so forth. But once I was able to drive my own, this opened up a world to me. And, you know, it feels like you're almost back to doing what you want to do when you want to do it. Alright, we're at the store. I got to run in and grab a few things. So, be back in a minute. Alright, we're back home. I had to just run a little errand. Wanted to give you a little insight on my van, type of equipment I have, and basically how I drive. Pretty simple. Now I've been doing it for a few years. Like I said, it's hard at first, but if you want to do it and be determined, you'll practice and get there. Thanks for watching my video. This is the first one. I hope it comes out all right. Like I said, this channel is basically me about life in a wheelchair. You know, anything and everything I do, getting around, doing work around the house. I'm going to show some of my workouts that I do while I'm in the wheelchair, because if you just sit around, you're going to just deteriorate, and cooking and all kinds of stuff. So please subscribe, like, share, whatever you got to do. And come back. Thanks for watching. Bye.